Okay, this is a Mandela effect that it's a comic book strip that I read when I was very young, and I just barely started getting into it for about a year and a half, and it got canceled. The artist Frank Robbins, quit to become a painter. He was 60 at the time, so he just figured he'd had enough of drawing comic book strips, and he was very good. It was probably the first comic book strip, or one of the first, I should say, that I got into, just because it was so well drawn. But the name is Johnny Hazzard. It's something I remember. Just it was spelled differently than you normally spell Hazard with one Z. And I was looking around. The name has changed to one Z, Johnny Hazzard. It's really well drawn. It's just an amazing strip. It was about this time too that the strips started to get smaller. Things like Calvin and Hobbes still worked, but eventually when that came around. But anyways, so it's changed to 1Z now. This is like a Sunday strip, so it has it in the title. I was looking around, 1Z, 1Z. What else we got here? All right, so we get like 170,000 plus matches with the two Z's. Single Z's, we get a lot more. Yeah, so you know, it's just something that not a lot of people are going to be, unless you're an old geezer like myself. Uh, you're not going to remember this one so much. Or if you're a comic book fan, he drew for Batman comics for a while too. So some people might know him, Frank Robbins, from them. But Johnny Frank Robbins has two B's in his name. That's another thing. It was like Frank Robbins drew Johnny Hazzard with two B's, two Z's. Uh, those little, but this is something I definitely remember, and it's obviously a Mandela effect at this point for me. And here we have the correction it gives you, and it's Johnny Hazzard in Wikipedia, and of course there's a porn actor now with the two Z's. Classic Johnny Hazzard here. Yeah, Pinterest has the two Z's right here, but then let's see, we go and it's one Z right here. And so yeah, there's that. Another example right here is Frank Robbins Johnny Hazzard art. It's two Z's. Where you can buy apparently the original artwork. It's spelled with one Z down here. What we have here is this one Z or two Z's. Yeah, this is two Z's. Yep. So you get a bunch of it going back and forth too in the Johnny Hazzard one Z there. Yeah, here we have Johnny Hazzard two Z's. People writing about it here. So I'm just going to call this a Mandela effect. I'm not going to go on too much about it, but just sucks because, yeah, I was just looking at this, the beautiful artwork. It's really nice, you know. Um, just rich, detailed. Looking around at some of the other comic strips at the time. Yeah, let's see if we can find a good example. You just look right above it. You get really like, it's like, you know, bleh, kind of art. And then right below it, you get something that's got dynamics. Anyways, so Johnny Hazzard now has one Z apparently. Yeah, it's like that now. All right, so it's a little Mandela effect I found. All right.